Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Midday Market Action. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here as well. If you can hear me loud and clear, by all means, please respond in the chat, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. Hopefully, everybody had a good weekend. Over the weekend, more tariff news affected the market adversely. Market's a little mixed today. It is what it is. As you can see, the Dow is down. The NASDAQ is slightly up. The S&P is slightly down. The 500 slightly down. The 100 slightly up. And the composite is down as well. Because of the tariff news, steel is the big industry moving up today, up about 1%. Electrical connectors, what is that? That's sitting at a little bit up, and the last one that's up is ETFs, sector technology. All right, other industries that are down are the sector industrials and currency. Interesting, currency is down, which means that crypto is down today. All right, crypto is down today. You know me, I'm not a big fan of crypto anyway. I'm waiting for the alert to hit. Got about 83 people here. More. Hopefully, everybody had a great weekend too. Everybody had to join the Jockey Club today. Way to go, Jerry. I'll be in the Jockey. I just heard the alert hit on my iPad. David says, the radar is telling me to sell, sell, sell. I'm not a big fan of selling just quite yet. Let the market come to you, David. Let the market come to you. Jerry, I'll be in the Jockey Club tomorrow. My alert hit 3 minutes ago. Different alert, Badger. Different alert. Talking about the YouTube alert, I think it just hit. And we might be light for the week or light for today. I don't know why. I think people are still more nervous about what's going on in the market than not. UK is modernizing its strategic strike capability. Great for BASY. Pennywise, I'm hot on defense. I'm hot on defense. I like DFEN. I like ITA. I like SHLD. I'm telling you, Uncle Glenn put you on to defense a while ago. And Europe is upping their investment into the defense space. So that's going to help all of our industries over here. Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, they put out a lot of stuff for defense, so it's going to help us in a big way. Color Guard says market confusion. That's correct. If you look at the Color Guard's got all three colors represented. It's got all three colors represented. The market's having a hard time determining which way it really wants to go. Now, you notice that we don't show some of the things that we used to before, and it's fine. At least I show all of the things that's needed when I do a live stream to see where the market is today. We look at the graphs of the Dow, the S&P, the Qs, the IWM to see where the market is going with the four major indices. But if you want the guidance that we give every night in the Color Guard, in our market timing graph, that you will only find in the VectorVest software, we are running a special. Oops, wrong one. We are running a special on the software, 99 cents for 30 days. Yeah, I'm not sure where it is, Clay. By the way, I'm getting another day where I'm really running the whole stream on my own. Nobody else but me. Nobody else but me. And it's somewhere. Oh, I can't. It's not on this. It's not on this one. It's not on this one. Once I get into the software, it'll show up. All right. So your Uncle Glenn is being left a little bit on his own to run the whole deal on his own. All right. So I'm getting to the point where I can start to run my own streams. We know what that does for me, though. That keeps me here as long as I want to be because I have nobody else in the background that I've got to hold up. So that's going to be a cool thing. Slowly but surely. So if stuff messes up, I'm just getting used to it. I'm just getting used to it. All right, so we get a feel of how the market looks today. David's talking about selling. I'm not talking about selling yet. Not yet. I'm going to let the market come to me. Talking about the market coming to me, let's get into the software. Let's go look at the major indices. The Dow, under a level of resistance. Look at that, down day to day. The 3 and the 8 are about to cross. I'm looking for a job, coach. Oh, I hear you, JD. I don't even know where you are, JD. Maybe somebody in VV Nation can help you out. I don't know where you're located, Jerry. All right. I love it when VV Nation can help out each other. Coreweave is one of my stories today. Applied Materials, APLD, and Coreweave got a deal. Coreweave is killing it. Coreweave is killing it. I'm in Raleigh, right near you. So there you go, JD. JD is a good uh, friend of mine by way of Twitter. And there you go. And, I love it when VV Nation can help out each other. JD is well versed in the market, understanding what's going on in the market, all that kind of stuff. If anybody out there is looking for someone in the market or who can do market related material, hook up with JD. Hook up with JD. I love it when people can help each other. You know why? Because that's a great thing. AVGO is on my list today. CrowdStrike is not on my list today, but I do know that they have earnings. We're going to look at that. I'm a 7-year member of VectorVest. There you go. And how about a VectorVest subscriber helping out another VectorVest subscriber when they need it? That's awesome. I'm looking at the spiders above its level of support. The 3 and the 8 haven't crossed yet. Open day today a little bit, a lot of sideways move, which backs up the idea that the market is having a hard time really determining which way it wants to go. The Qs are up today, open candle. 3 and the 8 haven't crossed yet. IWM, the 3 is currently below the 8, right at a level of support. So keeping all of that in mind. David, again, I'm not about sell yet when the market's moving sideways. All right, when the market's moving sideways. All right, let's now go into the news that's moving the market. Change this over to there. Fed Wallers still open to cutting rates later this year. Now, as we're starting to see in the reports, if inflation is not rearing its ugly head, that does give the Fed some opportunity to cut. Looking at the CME, the Fed tool, it doesn't look like the first cut won't happen until September. Janet says, just here, why are likes so down? Wake up, people, and hit the like button. That's why Janice is my number 2 in the room. Hit the like button. Remember, you got to put just a little bit of skin in the game for me to look at some stocks. For every 10 likes we get a stock to look at. Friday, I was feeling good. I gave 2 for 1. So for every 5 likes, we got a stock. I'm not doing that today. I'm not going to do it every day, or else that's going to be a not incentive for you to hit the like button. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If not, then don't, and that's fine. All right. But for every 10 likes, you get to pick a stock. Unless you give a super chat, I look at your stock right away. All right. So that's the other side of it. Interesting that, again, we're not looking in regards to the Fed tool. We're not looking into September before we get the rate cut. But I think more Fed chiefs are on board slowly but surely with at least one cut going into the end of the year. Gold. Now, I've been saying that the move of gold has definitely been attributed to tariff news. When the tariff news is bad, today Trump was talking about raising up 50% tariff on steel. U.S. steel stocks took a rise today. But with that being said, gold, when the tariff news is bad, tends to rise. And when the tariff news is good, people are moving away from gold. I'm still of the mindset, if you're going to take a gold stock, be very picky about which gold stocks you want to take a look at. Berkshire Hathaway held a record $347 billion in cash, sold most all bank holdings. Jamie Dimon, we got somebody who just subscribed to the channel. Thank you. Jamie Dimon came on and talked about the banking industry on Friday, and the market took a big dump to the downside. What's up, William? What's up, Mark? So keeping that in mind, with the way the interest rates are, banks are going to be adversely affected. So interest rates are still high, historically low. All right, high for the current contingent of investors in the market, but still historically low. And everybody's complaining with that being said. So that's why everybody's clamoring for a cut in the interest rates, but you can't cut when inflation is rising. So far, inflation is not rising, and the Fed is taking a wait and see attitude. Glenn, have you heard anything about Nat Gold? Ticker symbol, Jerry? Give Glenn a like, please. Thank you, Sherilyn. Nugget. Again, I'll write that down. I am gonna say I did put a couple of stocks, gold stocks, to take a look at. GLD was one. I really want to see if the gold market has some legs given the tariff news. Now, keep in mind, if news comes out that is a possible deal with somebody or somebody's, gold is going to take a hit. So just be careful with that. Please be careful with that. Next story, chip stocks slide on Trump's plan to expand China tech restrictions. Man, it was interesting on the NVIDIA beat up top and bottom, but Jensen Huang came back and stated in the call, we need China. All right? There's a lot of developers in China, all that kind of stuff, which went counterintuitive to what the president is doing in China. But there's a lot of resources in China. The problem is with me, when it comes down to dealing with China, China is just so slick willy. They steal technology, and I may sound like I'm just anti-China. I'm just anti what's going to make me money. That's what I am. I'm just anti whatever's going to make me or lose me money. And China has historically shown that they show their face, and then all of a sudden they snatch the rug from right under you, time and time and time again. Semiconductor overbought. A lot of semiconductor is overbought now, but companies like NVIDIA, who had gotten beaten up as much as it did, comes out to be an undervalued company. But I can look at the whole industry on semiconductors and give you a better answer a little later in this presentation. Because of the tariffs, extended tariffs to on steel, U.S. steel and aluminum stocks rally. They rally on Trump tariff plans. Well, something is going to draw more. And man, when we talk about the tariffs, there's so much going on in the background. I think, my personal opinion, I think that the tariffs are designed to renegotiate deals, tariff deals. That's what I think it's for. The problem is that we put them on, we pause them or take them back. And we put them on, and it goes back and forth, thus the name taco trade. All right? And for those of you who don't know, it stands for Trump always chickens out, which means he puts it on and then he takes it off. And, I have now become the state of Missouri. I want to see this stuff. I want to see this stuff happen. All of the stuff that went on in the Middle East, all of the investment into the infrastructure, into the U.S. so that they don't get tariff is great. But it's what? It's over the next freaking 10 years. Show me the money. All right? And I don't know how many of you agree with that, but I love the news. But show me the money. So if you're going to invest over the next 10 years, how about, and someone in the chat said this, how about we adjust your tariffs over the next 10 years as we start to get this money? Anybody agree with that? Now, I know there's a lot of people in the room who are not on board with the tariffs. I look at it a little differently. But anybody agree, if you want to invest all this money so that you stay out of the realm of being tariff, then you know something? Let us adjust the tariffs accordingly to the money that we get. Now, I didn't see a lot of agrees in the room. That's fine. This is right now me talking. All right, this is me standing up on my soapbox talking. I think that there's a lot of good that could be coming out of the tariffs. Does it suck? Does it suck right now? Absolutely. I ain't going to sit up here and stand up and say that this doesn't, and Bill says no tariffs. No, tariffs are a tax on U.S. citizens. Yes and no, Bill. Yes, that it is, because it's going to be a tariff on things that we have to get from other countries. But no, when we have the opportunity to buy American products that are not tariff. That's the way I look at it, Bill. All right? So, yes, it is a tariff. It is a raise. It is a tax on the American people on the stuff that we have to get overseas. And guess what, Bill? We ain't got to get everything all from overseas. All right? We don't have to get everything from overseas. And the stuff that is tariff that we don't have to get from overseas, we can buy American. So that's the way I look at it, Bill. That's the way I look at it. Jim Penna is another one just right on board with you, saying it's a tax on the U.S. citizen. And I have to question that. Is it really? Is it really? Or do we have a choice to buy American? That's all I got to say, Bill. All right, so the news on a higher tax on aluminum and steel, the U.S. stocks, the U.S. aluminum and steel stocks on the run. We don't produce everything here. You're right, Sherilyn. So that was the second part of my statement. The second part of my statement was that there are things that we have to get outside that we don't produce. And then, yes, that becomes a tax on the American people. But Sherilyn, I think that there's a lot more things that we do make that we can buy here that could offset that, right? So, and yes, that and there's that 10-year investment. It does take time to build factories. All right, I hear that, but then why not push some of that money that you're promising as a way of saying, here, this we believe in you. We're gonna do this. Here's some money up front. I ain't seeing that. All right, so to produce them less efficient than to import them cheaper. There you go. All right, let's go to the next story. Today I'm on my horse today. I don't know why. I just am. Tesla surge in Norway, but continue to face headwinds across Europe. I saw that there was a big hit. Look at this. Tesla sales in Norway increased by 213%. Why? They only sold, I think the story is kind of misleading. They only sold 2,600 vehicles. And that's a 213% increase. So as I read the story, I was like, wow, that's a lot of number. That ain't a lot of cars. Respectively speaking, that ain't a lot of cars, but it's a big jump. But if you look, the EV making hasn't fared quite so well across the rest of Europe. Sweden down 53%, 67% in France, 68% in Portugal, 30% in Denmark. Man, they're getting killed. They're getting killed. Now, the reason behind this, according to the most recent data, we're down 53%, while overall vehicle registrations in April were up. Although the controversy, this is where it comes. CEO Elon Musk is often cited for the sluggish sales. The company also faces stiff competition from Chinese rivals, BYDDF. Oh, so you want to talk about cheaper cars? Let's go to the videotape. Let's go take a look. I got a story on Boyd. Boyd shares sink as the car maker faces backlash over EV price war. So the reason why people are maybe not buying Tesla cars is because they can go to Boyd and get them less. Well, let's go take a look at the story. IFL's bringing losses over the past week more than 17% on the concern that its price cuts are drawing government scrutiny and becoming unsustainable for the Chinese EV industry. So you remember when Musk was fighting against China in regards to they just wanted to sell cars. That didn't end up to be such a good deal for them, did it? No. And now maybe China is going to feel the same thing. I know it's great to put out an inexpensive car, but are you making money? Now, I know it's the Chinese government. Are you making money? Umberto says Norway has 5.5 million inhabitants. Well, Norway, but they only sold 2,600 cars. I think that number is so wacky. JD says you have a choice whether you want to buy it, but we don't understand the power of consumer. You know something? I think we do understand the power of the consumer. Do you know that another way to combat high prices, because, the rate of inflation is falling, but prices are still high. Do you know that the consumer, in actuality, can affect the price of goods? How is that, you say? Stop buying the high-priced goods. Companies will have to bring their prices down. All right, so JD is sort of kind of right when he says we don't understand the power of the consumer. I think the consumer, I think the places like the Dollar Generals and the Dollar Trees are seeing a lot more business because even the people that have got a lot of money, want to keep more of it. So they're going to go to the lower price places. The consumer yields a lot of power, but big companies are like, well, if they're going to keep buying my stuff, I'm going to keep my prices where they are until people get pissed off enough and say, we ain't dealing with this no more. So it is the consumer does have the power. Without the consumer, there's no business. Absolutely. Absolutely. The dollar store isn't even the dollar store anymore. They should make and change their name. You remember when the dollar store came out and everybody was like, wow, you get everything for, it's not like that anymore. But it's still less expensive than going to Walmart or Target, right? It is. And Walmart's the biggest retailer brick and mortar, whereas Amazon is the biggest retailer online and even bigger than Walmart. All right, here's a stock that made the news today, up like a lot of percent. Lyra Therapeutics reports positive results from Enlighten 2, phase 3 trial of Lyra-210 achieving statistical blah, 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 blah. The stock was up as much as 600% today. I wanted to take a look at it because I wanted to see if it was worth it. The dollar store is more like Motel 6. Or is Motel 6 the one that leaves the light on for you? Is Motel 6 the one that leaves the light on for you? I'm just saying. Let me keep on going. Boyd outsells Tesla in Europe for the first time. Registration surge in April. Again, it's the low dollar car that they have that's like $11,000. But if you look at the other product line that they have, it's right in line with all of the other EVs. Nobody talks about that. Everybody talks about the car that they're putting out that's an $11,000 car that I couldn't even fit in. That's what everybody talks about because it's a cheap all-electric car. But if you look at the rest of their product line, it's right in the prices of their cars are right in line with all of the Lucids, the Neos, the Teslas, all of them. All right, so I'm sitting back and I'm like, yeah, everybody wants to talk about the cheap car, but they ain't stupid. Well, I ain't got nothing to say about that. All right, so interesting about this stock up. I probably wouldn't touch it today. There's a lot of give back. A lot of people made a ton of money on it, whoever owned it. I don't know why they would have owned it, but they did. The people who owned it woke up this morning and go, holy smoky kajokis. They made some money, and this is what they said. They were like, oh, man.
I love it!
That's what happened to those people who had that stock. All right, I probably wouldn't touch it, but I wanted to talk about it because it was up so much today. Here's the Coreweave story. Applied Digital, it wasn't Applied Materials, it was Applied Digital, expects $7 billion in revenue from a new lease with Coreweave. Now, everybody knows that Coreweave has a big investment from NVIDIA. Coreweave has been on the run recently. Applied Digital shares surge a staggering 50% by noon. Coreweave climbed 4%. Both of these stocks, I don't know. I'm going to have to look at the graphs of these to determine whether or not the news is sustainable for it. All right, Glenn, would you rather sell a covered calls or cash secured puts? I'm of the mindset, me personally, I'd rather sell the covered call. Cash secured puts, I'd sell the covered call. Why? Because it protects my long position. Covered calls works two ways. It either generates income on a stock that I don't mind get called away, or it's a protection on a stock that I own long term that I want protection against downside. So I'm of the mindset I would rather to have the covered call. That's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents. And Shirley says she loves the cash secured puts. And I'm all right with that. You just asked my opinion. Are you still holding Coreweave? I just picked up some Coreweave today. Hold on. Where's my I think I picked up Coreweave today. Let me tell you what stocks I currently own. I like to be transparent in that way. You guys know I like to be transparent in that way. Let's go see what stocks I currently own. I'm not up a lot today. Today, the market is just wiki wacky. I did pick up new positions. Of course, I own Palantir. I'm up 61% on Palantir. I own Rolls Royce. That's my defense play. I just got a super chat. Hold on, I'm not even in the chat. I'm going to have to go back. Thank you for the super chat. All right, I'm on the other screen looking at the stocks that I own. All right, I'm going to go see the super chat in a second. Type a W in the room for the super chat. Rolls-Royce is my defense play. I own NVDL still. I own uranium, URA. I'm down about 4.5% on that. I own, because of today's news, no, I'm not, I'm down about 0.2% on URA. I did pick up ORLA today. I'm down about 1.25%. That one I'm keeping my eyes on because it's a gold play, and I know it can fluctuate back and forth, back and forth. I played it for today because of the news of the tariffs pushing gold a little higher. I'm down about 1.25%. And I did today, because of more tensions with China, I did pick up UAMY for the precious metals, or the what the hell is it? The rare earth metals. So I did pick up UAMY today. I'm getting a little hit on it. I'm down about 3% on it. But those are my core holdings right now. Palantir, Rolls-Royce. I got the ETF for NVIDIA. I am playing uranium right now. I'm playing Orla, my gold play, but it's very short term. I'm going to be like a cat on a hot tin roof with that. In the UAMY, as long as the tensions continue to mount between China and the U.S., I think rare earth is a good way to go. Pennywise, can you check Spanish defense and software company ISME? All right, let me go check that out. Let me go check that out. Again, a super chat will get you a stock. A super chat will get you a stock to be looked at right away. Let's go. ISME. Do I own it? ISME. Crap. I don't have it. ISME. My BSA is alternative. That one I do have. BASEY. That one I don't have that one either. Wait a minute. ISME. Hey, Clay, can you write down ISME in our chat to see if I can get it added? And what is the B? I think you spelled that wrong. BAE. There it is. BAESY. There it is. I'm up. You're up 49% on ISME, and it's still climbing. Wow. BASEY 3 month. That is a 1 month graph. Let's go put this on it is on a 3 month graph. Bottom left, top right, looking at the 3 and the 8. Overvalued, but value is rising. Let's go change my graph, though. Let's go change my graph to my generic VectorVest graph with my additions to it. VectorVest graph, YT. There it is. Bottom left, top right. I have the 8 exponential moving average. Couple of things I've added to a generic VectorVest graph. I added 8 exponential moving average, gives me a quicker way in and out of the stock. I think I added value. I wanted to see where the stock's price to value was. I do see that it's overvalued, but value is rising. Value is rising. And I did add earnings per share. Look at that, Pennywise. Oh, goodness gracious. EAEUAD. Let me go check that in a second too. But BASY in that aerospace, I do like it. I like the space overall. I like this space overall. You guys know I like aerospace and defense. I like this space. Long term, I like the earnings per share is rising. Let me move this over a little bit. Long term, I like that earnings per share is rising. RT backs up the move. It's above the value of 1. It's in an uptrend. The stock has been a buy for the majority of this 3 month time period. All right, for the majority of the three month time period. Armin was another gold stock that I like. What is your and I got to go look at EAUD again. Super chats, get your stocks looked at right away. EAUAD. Select stocks. Stocks. Eurospace. Europe. And you know that Europe is putting a big investment into their defense. I like this play as well. Above the 8 exponential moving average, rising, nice wick bouncing off that. Earnings per share is going to be flat because it's an ETF. Volume is okay. I don't like the fall in volume. It's a little bit more of a flag for me. It will not stop me from buying the stock. All right. I can draw a trend line, freehand line from the low. Look at that. Trade the trend. Look at that. Trade the trend and the 8 exponential moving average. They landed a big naval defense contract for new subs. Look at that, for new subs. That is on the base systems, again, I like to play. I can draw a trend line here too. You folks know that I like to trade the charts, not your heart. Because the price is so far away from the trend line, that's why the addition of like the 8 exponential moving average will get you out a little faster than waiting for it to come all the way back down to the trend line. All right. So Clay, did you put that in our chat? There you go. You did. Thank you. I want to see if Angie can add it, if it's worth it. Good picks. I'm in defense for that play. I like defend. I like defending. I cannot lie. I'm watching that stock fly up to the moon with the cow and the spoon, and then I sit back and here we go. No, hold on.
No, God, please, no, no, no.
I did that for everybody who was like, oh my gosh, Glenn, shut up. I figured you'd want to see that. Type a LOL if you like that. Type a LOL in the room if you like that. I did that only for the people who are sitting in the background who don't chat and say, oh my gosh, Glenn, shut up. Just type a LOL in the room if you like that. That was just funny. I mean, there you go. There you go. I want to get your blood going. Come on. It's Monday, baby. It's Monday. Wake up. Wake up. But these stocks I do like. Again, just the name aerospace and defense should ring a bell for everybody. It should get everybody hot and heavy. And there's defend. My other stock that I like that's not leverage is ITA. ITA is a non-leverage ETF to play the space. Non-leverage. I mean, this is the spot to be. This is really the spot to be right now. I don't care what nobody tells you about anything, whether it's gold, whether it's oil. Defense is the place to be, especially with Europe bringing up more and more investment in the space. All right. So Coreweave, this is going to be a good story, I think. I have these in my list. Palantir, you know I got to talk about Palantir. Palantir climbs as government contracts, new opportunities mount. That's another stock, I think, outside of aerospace and defense, Palantir is another stock that's a solid play. What about steel? Well, we just talked about that. The stocks I got on my list today are Cleveland Cliff, New, and X. Those are the 3 that I have. But I think right now when it comes down to steel, all it takes is another story that he's not going to put the tariff on steel and steel will go back down. All right, Glenn, don't shut up. Instead, try to be professional on stocks. Hold on. When am I not professional on stocks? Now listen, if you want a stuffed shirt that's just going to sit here and just talk and blah, 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 there's other channels out there. I'm not afraid to say that. Listen, this channel with my personality is designed to be a little bit more fun. And if that's not your deal, I hear you. I'm not going to appeal to everybody. I know that. I know that. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not going to appeal to everybody. But listen, I think, how about this? I'm going to ask VV Nation. How many come to the channel? How many come to the channel because it's a little bit more fun than a lot of other channels out there? Just type a number 1 in the room. I'm going to ask the room. All right, how many people come to the channel because it's a little bit more fun than a lot of other channels out there? Just type a 1 in the room. Lou, take a look at it. All right, Lou, that ain't me talking. Look at the chat. Look at the chat. I have fun, and I'm gonna do it. All right? And again, it may not appeal to everybody, but I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. That's my personality. And that's one of the reasons why Clay got me to even be on YouTube. Was the personality. Was the freaking personality. Don't laugh during any other channel, says Alex. There you go. Prakash says, love and respect you. Coming just to listen to you, says Ritesh. Now, all right, so I'm just putting that out there. You engage with us more than most. There you go. And that's what keeps people coming back. That's what keeps people coming back. All right, last story is the earnings. Companies that have earnings this week, not a ton, but some bigger names out there. They're talking about Dollar Tree and Dollar General. They report this week. CrowdStrike, NEO. I'm curious to see what NEO is going to, and that's before the bell tomorrow. I'm very curious about the deliveries for Neo. You know, when you look at the Neos, the Lucids, and all that kind of stuff, it's always about how much cars they sold. You know, anybody know what my second favorite? Thank you, Kim. Anybody know what my second favorite restaurant is outside of Golden Corral? Anybody? I'm just curious to know. I don't know if I've ever told you. Does anybody know what my second favorite restaurant is outside of Golden Corral? Anybody? The only reason why I said that, nope, it ain't McDonald's. It really isn't. Texas Roadhouse I do like, but the reason why I mention it is because they report earnings. That's right, because they report earnings. That's my second favorite place. As a matter of fact, Janet's out of town. She went to go see our son in Arizona, so she's there, but I'm here. After church yesterday, I went to Cracker Barrel just to have Grandma's sampler platter, breakfast platter. I went. That's where I went. I went to go have so I had some eggs with some bacon and some ham and some sausage. Oh yeah, and then with some French toast and some grits. Ooh-wee. I left church. I was hungry. Went to. Oh no! Please don't do this. Please don't do this. Manage patch engine postpone. Whew, do not do that. Siobhan said, "Yuck, man! I love me some Cracker Barrel too. I love me some Cracker Barrel too because I can have breakfast whenever I go. Because that's my favorite meal of the day, by the way. So here's all the companies that are reporting earnings this week. Let's get back into the software. And let's go to my viewers. Let's go take a look. Here's the indices. Still mixed for the day. More bullishness coming in. How about that? But we'll see. The VIX is rising. We're still below the value of 20. Anytime we get above the value of 20 on the VIX, the market is looking more fearful than greedy. I come here to hear your creative songs. They're not all that creative. Any small cap favorites in the quantum computing space? You know, if I'm going to look at quantum, there's only a couple that I like. Qubits, which is D-Wave. I like D-Wave. I like IONQ. Actually, if you remind me, let's go see if we can look at that space. Go look at that space. Chipotle is number 3 on my list. Now, I'm just talking about restaurants. When it comes down to steak, though, there's a couple of places that I like in Mooresville or maybe in Ballantyne. Ted's, anybody in the Charlotte area? Type of 1. Anybody in the Charlotte area? Type of 1. There's a steakhouse that I like called Ted's in the Ballantyne area. Love it. OMG, the food there, the steak there is amazing. Amazing. IONQ and QBTS, that's true. Those are Rigetti can move when it moves, but just be careful with Rigetti. That's definitely a trade. That is definitely a trade. If I want to play the whole space, Jazz, no, that's not QNT. Only good places for steaks is my house. I say the same thing, Troy, about my house too, because I do the cooking out. All right, big news stocks. These are the stocks that made the news that we just looked at. Here they are. There's Boyd getting some beat up over pricing. Palantir. There's Applied and Coreweave. Applied is killing it, up 50. I want to look at both of those stocks because of the deal. I want to see if it's worth it for you to even consider buying into those stocks. Oh, I got me a Jen. Woo! And APLD. There you go, Jen. I'm looking right at it right now, Jen. Thank you for the super chat. W's in the room. There you go. Right. Jen asking you, show me, see. You know what I like about Applied? Look at the itty bitty wick at the top of the candle after the big candle. Big volume. RT. I like Applied. Ooh, wait. Broke through a level of resistance. Puts on a 6-month graph. Broke through a level of resistance today. You know what I'm really looking at? I do like the move that it broke through resistance. Little wick at the top. I really would look for some follow through tomorrow. Now, also keep in mind, long-term earnings per share is falling. Be careful with that. The move is moving up. I can definitely see a trend line. There's the trend line. There's the 8 exponential moving average. All right. It's got some room to run up to this level of the high of about 1248. We're sitting at 1029. You got some more room. I would really like to see if we get more follow through tomorrow. But I like the move today, Jen. Right on it. And it is overvalued. A little bump up in the value. Now, for those of you, there's a lot of you who do not want to touch overvalued stocks. All right? If you've watched the videos that I've done on YouTube, I've done and shown you. Hold on, I'm going to do it right now. Hold on. APLD is still not a buy. Ooh, you're right. It isn't. But it's getting closer to it. It's now moved from a sell to a hold. Nice big bump up in price. Stock may be a little closer to getting a buy. You're right. It's not there yet. So hold on. Let's do this. I'm going to do something for you real quick. Let me go look at Coreweave real quick too. Coreweave, nice little bump up on it. A lot of selling pressure on Coreweave where we didn't have that with APLD. I'm going to show you something. Unisearch, and I like to call this is a little something different. What the heck just happened? Oh, what the heck just happened? I want to go look at, you want to look at undervalued stocks? I'm going to set that up for you. For those of you who are not looking to find overvalued stocks, and this is probably going to be, where is it? Undervalued stocks. Undervalued stocks, new move. Undervalued. There it is. Undervalued less than $10. I'm going to bring that up. Undervalued less than $10. I'm about to give you some fish. For those of you who don't like overvalued stocks, write this down. And let's go see any of these buy recommendations. Most of them are. This is for you, Haas, and for anybody who's looking for undervalued stocks. I'm giving you some fish right now. These are all undervalued stocks that are less than $10. Undervalued stocks less than $10. Write them down. Right now, gold is back on that list. All right? Just be careful with them, though. Somebody asked me about ARMN. How about it is an undervalued stock less than $10? It is an undervalued stock less than $10. Let's graph them all real quick. This is outside of what I was going to normally do. All right, let me see which ones I really like. Look at that. There it is. You wanted to know about ARMN and why I like it? This is why. Undervalued, rising value, but this is what I like. Trade the trend. That's why I like ARMN. If I'm going to be choosy about which gold stocks I like, this is why ARMN is on my list. All right, this is just why. And I'm looking at the rest of these. None of them really look like ARMN. Does that make sense? How many of you found value right there in regards to finding the right gold stock? Just put the word value in the chat. How many of you just found value? I just looked at, not all of these were gold stocks. As a matter of fact, let's go take this a step further. Radar Stocks Gold. Now, I got a search that finds, in regards to the gold watch list, which gold stocks had an RT below 1 last week, RT above 1 this week? There's two things I'm going to do here. One, let's go see if out of the stocks that I have, look at that. So all of these stocks that we're looking at right now as of 5/23 last week, all of them, gold stocks, all of them had an RT below 1. Where are their RTs right now? All above 1. How about if you just found value in another way of finding value in finding gold stocks that's really on the move? I want you to type value times 2. If gold is on the move, then I'm trying to show you how to be very picky in the gold stocks you want. Let's go graph all of these. Remember, all of these had RTs below 1 last week, and now RT above 1 this week. There's RT above 1. Nice open candle on Heckler Mining. Now, the stock is moving sideways, though. Undervalued, rising value, but moving sideways. But it's got a RT. It's in uptrend. Next one, EXK. Nice traveling that level of support above the 8 exponential moving average. RT just went above 1. That helps to solidify that the stock's in an uptrend. Next one, AG. Overvalued, but value is rising. I don't like the earnings per share, but RT was below 1 last week. RT is above 1 now. Love the volume on that. AG. Next one, Fury. Look at this. RT above 1 in an uptrend above the 8 exponential. I'm not feeling the earnings per share on this. Folks, I just, from the standpoint of gold, use the power of the VectorVest software to hone in on exactly which gold stocks you need to be looking at. Remember, I've been telling you, be very picky about which gold stocks you play, and I hopefully have put into your hands which gold plays you need to consider. All right, let's go back to the viewers tab. Big news, Tesla down today. Gold is on the rise. Let's go look at the industry, GLD. Let's go look at the industry. Bouncing off support, moving off of support, moving higher, but still stagnant. That's what, and again, back and forth with the Tesla, back and forth with the tariffs. I'm still going to tell you to be careful, but at least I did point out some of them that you need to keep your eyes on. All right, what else is in the list? New core steel. There's Cleveland Cliff, there's steel. Let's go see if these are worth it based upon the new tariff news. Nice jump up, but look at the closed candle. A lot of pullback. There's new core. Beautiful jump up, beautiful gap, beautiful volume. RT is above 1, but look at the pullback. The price is currently below the open. It's news. Same thing with Cleveland Cliffs. It's news. I love to be able to look at a graph to discern the difference between news and sustainability. It's great that it's in the news and people take advantage of it. Boom. Yeah. Cleveland Cliffs. Look at the big wick at the top. Big news, big gap. Look at the wick at the top. I'm telling you, most likely, the news may falter and it may start to fade the gap. Only one U.S. Steel hasn't fallen nearly as much as the other two, but it is in a sideways mode. So I love the news, but this is the power of trading the chart, not your heart. Earnings this week we looked at on X. Let's go see, pop it up. I got 18 stocks, 18 popular stocks. Which ones are moving up today? Broadcom, AVGO, Ollie. Good stuff's cheap. Dollar Tree up. A lot of these are buy recommendations going to earnings. A lot of these have double-digit earnings growth going into earnings. A lot of these have RSs. No, not a lot of them don't have relative safeties above 1. But again, these are stocks that are coming into earnings this week. Where's the money going today? Let's go find out. Where's the money at? We can go blazing saddles. Where's the money at? Y'all thought I was going to get ready to say that, didn't y'all? If you understood that reference that I was about to do, just type a LOL in the room. If you understood the reference that I was about to do, type a LOL in the room. All right, so natural gas nicely running up today, up almost 13%. Natural gas. What's hurting us today? The bearish side of natural gas. Y'all thought I was going to get canceled, right? Y'all thought I was about to get canceled. Excuse me while I whips this out. Yeah, I wasn't going to say that. Homebuilders getting beaten up by mortgage rates. Homebuild, China Yang. It's two. No, fits it. That is true. There's my limit on Snitzer Snooze, baby, is 2. It's 2. Oh yeah. Gosh, that is a classic movie. We could not put that movie out today at all. People would lose their freaking minds if you would put out Blazing Saddles today. Agree? People would lose their minds if you put out Blazing Saddles today. Palantir is a great stock. I'm in it. I'm still up about 60% overall in Palantir. Gotta love that. So I like this as a little heat map to see where the money is going today. Oil is a rise. Even with OPEC putting a whole bunch of oil out there, oil is on the rise today. So again, this is my little heat map of where the money is going. I didn't give any whole lot of fish today with the market being the way it is. I do like aerospace and defense. There's a couple of different things that I talked about. There's a couple of different gold stocks that I do like. Palantir always is going to be a stock that I do like. Those are concentrated stocks. Today's more on a concentrated day, more so than me trying to put out a whole bunch of stocks for you to jump on board with. However, that movie is just over. That movie is hilarious. That movie is hilarious. guys play call options daily on something, nothing wrong with that. All right, but the whole idea of you're going to buy the call, depending on where volatility is, and it's below 20, so you can probably get a good premium on buying calls on Palantir. Good aerospace stock, HWM, Bill, I like. I like DFEN. I like ITA. I own Rolls Royce, but HWM is another great stock that I think I brought that to the table for VV Nation as a stock that a lot of people did not know about. All right. Anything else? Let's go to your picks. Let's go to weekly customer picks. How many likes we got? 79. I'll give you 8 stocks today. All right. Start typing them in. QNTM, comma, JNUG. Wasn't Kiwi Meow in here? There he is. I thought so. Docu, comma, LRN, comma, Hood, comma, Pays, comma, SPEX, comma, I ain't got it. VRSK, comma, GTLS, comma, SNEX, comma, ABT. Is there really a stock? Yep, OR. I thought you were messing with me. Roy, ABT. How many stocks is that? I told you I'll give you got 80 likes, I'll give you 9 stocks. I gave you 11 stocks. How about that? I gave you 11 stocks. I am in GLD, but I wanted a good company for gold. Is Harmony still in favor? You know something? There's a couple that I do like. I'll look at Harmony. I don't know. Orla. What is the ASM? That's a silver stock. These are 3 that I like. Harmony, not as much right now. Orla is coming off of support. Both look at Harmony and Orla, which were really good stocks. Let's go look at, there you go, ASM. And that's a silver play, Ali. That's a silver play. Holy smokes. Last buy point I gave was $2.67. Right now it's at $3.37. I like that stock. I cannot lie. Undervalued, rising value, rising earnings per share. That's a great play. Still rocking and rolling. How about that? All right. How about that, Ali? Hooked you up. Prakash wants RBRK. I've seen that 5011 RBRK. Let's go peep that out real quick. RBRK, look at that. Software business. I got a flag on it, though. I don't like the earnings per share long term on the stock, but I do like the trend. Trending higher. Freehand line. I do like the trend higher. And look at that. Stayed above the 8 exponential moving average. This is a flag. Earnings per share is a flag, but it's not going to stop me from buying it. All right. It's a flag, but it's not going to stop me from buying it. All right. But love that nice move. Even with the move, though, it's still a hold. That catches my attention. Even with this nice move over this time period, it's still a hold. It's probably not pulling far enough away from the stop price. That's why. All right. But it is confirmed by RT that it is in an uptrend. All right, let's go back to the viewers. Here's your stocks. Qubits up 212%. Is Qubits in here? It is not. Dang it. Stop making me add more stocks. Is that the D-Wave? QB. Yep, that's the D-Wave. 212% all profit. There you go. All right, let's go look at these stocks. Graph them all. Goodness gracious. I got a lot of notes on Hood. Hood just broke through another level of resistance, new 3-month high. There's the trend line. Price is so far away from the trend line, though. That's why I like using the 8 exponential moving average when price gets that far away from trend. Earnings per share long term, I like it. It is overvalued, but value is rising. RT is above 1, confirming the move to the upside, and the stock is a buy recommendation. Let's go look at LRN. You remember when LRN was killing it too? Put it back on a 1-year graph. When LRN was the shiznit. Can I say that, Clay? I think I can say that. I didn't cuss, did I? I really didn't cuss. Clay may or may not be in the background. Anyway.
On the line.
So, okay, I'm just walking the line. All right, that's fine. Anyway, you remember when it was crazy good? Right now, it's still undervalued. Value is rising. Value is rising, but a lot of sideways move on it. I've got an interim level of resistance right about here at 162.19. All right. And that's what I'm looking for if I'm going to get back into LRN. Again, I like that it's undervalued, rising value. Long term, I like the earnings per share. Listen, I'm not sure if it's a Chinese stock or not. And if it is, I know a lot of you ain't going to take it. And that's fine. That's fine. I just want to show you the opportunities to make the money. Let's go to the next stock. Wow. Or mining, gold, silver, bottom left, top right, new 3-month high today. Very little wick at the top. People are buying it. Or are they? Look at the volume. Volume is sliding down as the stock's price is picking up. Be careful with that. I do like long term. The earnings per share is higher than it was 3 months ago. I do like the big move today, but I'd like to see a little bit more volume on that. I'd like to see a little bit more volume on it. It was rising today, but we still got a lot of trading day left. But I like the big move to the upside with pretty much no wick at the top. JNUG is a little bit all over the place, as you can see, a little bit more volatile. Buy recommendation, nice move on the miners, 2 times leverage, no wick at the top. All right, above the 8 exponential moving average. This one does have volume to back up today's move. RT is above 1 and rising. I do like JNUG, and I like that it actually broke through a level. That it actually broke through a level of a swing high right here of 79.45. Nice jump up today. I like the move. I like the move. This is one that I'm talking about. Where is it?
I love it!
I do. I do love that. I love that play. You know what else I did love? I love that play too. Hold on. Where is it?
I love it!
I do. There's a couple of these plays I really do like. SNEX. I can still draw a trend line coming off the high. Look at that, but in the opposite direction. It's trending lower, broke through a level of support below the 8 exponential moving average. I'm not feeling that right now. Long term, I do like the earnings per share. Long term, I do like that it's undervalued. All right, but right now, the stock's price is trending lower from the high, broke through a level of support, and currently trading below the 8 exponential moving average. All right. So I'm not feeling that right now. Next one, same thing with GLTS, GTLS. Look at that, trending lower from the high. Under this level of former resistance, still there, and below the 8 exponential moving average. Down for 4 days in a row. RT is still above 1, but trending lower. Looking at earnings per share, I like it long term. Undervalued, I like it long term. But right now, the stock's price is trending lower from the high, below the trend line, and below the 8 exponential moving average. Not feeling that right now. Glenn, I have a question. MTI upper bound for market pullback is 1.5 or above 1.6. That is correct. When the MTI gets to a level of 1.5, 1.6, the market is looking for a top. All right, keyword there is looking. Next one, pays. I like the move above the 8 exponential moving average. Yes, it's overvalued, but value is rising. Man, the last few days, a lot of volume. It is earnings per share is higher than it was 3 months ago. A little bit of sideways move. It's a cheap stock. If I'm not in it yet, I would be looking to get in 5 cents higher than the high. 5 cents higher than this high right here. All right, but if you're in it, leave it alone. If I'm not in it, I'm looking at 5 cents higher than the high. Next stock, Abbott. Ooh, interesting. The stock's going a little sideways. You see the neon lights are bright on Broadway, on sideways. Abbott Labs is moving sideways. Long-term drug company, earnings per share is rising. Earnings price is currently above value, but value is rising as well. Stock's got to get out of its own way. All right, stock's got to get out of its own way. Could be some kind of a flag, though. Look at this. Let's go draw a freehand line. Look at that a little bit right there. An ascending triangle. Consolidation. I'd like to see if we can break above this level of 136. If it can do that, the stock's going to have more legs to the upside. All right, it's going to have more legs to the upside. All right, right now, if I'm not in it, I'm going to wait to see if it can break out of its own way. If you are in it, understand that it is consolidating. Keep your eyes on it. All right, keep your eyes on it. Next one, DocuSign Kiwi is a little bit more volatile stock as well, up and down, up and down. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, up in here. No, John, EAT wasn't in the list for me to take a look at today. EAT wasn't in the list for me to take a look at today. We did look at it on Friday, I think, but it wasn't in my list to talk about. And I'm not talking about dogs and cats. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cats. Eat the cats. Okay. I'm just saying. All right. DocuSign. I got a little bit. You know what? I can see something here. I got a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? What is this called? See, I hate getting old because I forget this stuff. What's that called? Wedge. I got a little bit of a wedge going there. DocuSign is also in a bit of consolidation. RT is still above 1, though. The stock's still in an uptrend. Earnings per share looks good. It is overvalued, but value is rising. But I'm sitting a little bit of a wedge, a flag. I'll take a flag, too. A wedge or a flag. I need to see which way it's going to break out. All right, if you're in it, I would have rather have had you out before now, though. All right, if you're in it, I would have rather have you out before now. I do have lower highs, but I do have higher lows. All right, it's consolidating. Let's go to the next one. VRSK. It's going to put it on a 6-month graph. This stock is not doing a lot, but it is moving higher. It's not doing a lot. It's a lot of steady Eddie move on it. Steady Eddies. All right, overvalued. Value's rising, though. Pennant I can take, John. I can take a pennant as well. I love long-term. Earnings per share is rising, so it's good long-term. It is overvalued. Value is rising, but it is overvalued. If you're in this stock, leave it alone. I wouldn't mind trading it off the 8 exponential moving average. As soon as it closes below, you probably want to take half off the table, right? Especially if you got some profit in here. If I'm not in it, though, I'm looking at 12 cents higher than that high to jump on. Next one, qubits. Quantum, volatile. D-Wave, I do like as a pick. Look at that. Short term, above the 8. Great. Right now, when it closes below the 8, you probably take it off the table. Glenn, where's the undervalued stocks less than 10? Did I not show that to you? Weekly, I did. Did I not bring up? Actually, I got some more in here for you right here. But I did run the search, didn't I? Unit search. That's gold. Undervalued, less than 10. I did put that up. Take a picture. There it is. Those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stocks out of the over 9,500 stocks that were undervalued, less than 10. That met all my criteria. How about that? That met all my criteria. All right. Let's move this over. What the heck? What just happened? Why won't this move? There it is. Now it'll move. All right, so qubits, I'd wait to see if it closes below the 8 exponential moving average. If it closes below, I'd probably take some of that off the table, if not all of it. And what else I got? Ooh, nice move on. Oh, that's the pharmaceutical. It's moving. Very little wick at the top. Look at that. Values falling, earnings falling. This is a trade. This is strictly a trade. Man, strictly a trade. Nice move up. Very little wick at the top. Nice move today. I'm not. That's a trade. That's straight up a trade. All right. All right. So I got more stocks. Go back to the viewer. I did create best stocks under 10. I found some more stocks for you. There they are. There's my 5 stocks of best stocks less than $10. Take a picture of it. All right, take a picture of it. Look at that. Undervalued, fairly valued. UAMY is fairly valued. And there's some stocks that I was looking at today, throughout the day. Layoffs of Disney news saying, I didn't see that yet. But here's stocks that I had my eyes on this morning. Only 2 stocks, Alphabet and Tesla are down, but everything else is up. Orla, Coreweave, Harmony. This is another stock, 145%. I couldn't find any news on it, though. All right. I'm done. What am I at? 104. Now I could do this all on my own. I'm still trying to finish on time. I still have to record tonight's video. You know, I'm going to give you my top weekly picks for both the U.S. and Canada. So I still have to do that. All right. So, Ross, if I can find the news, I'm going to put it on my Twitter account. If you ever want to find me on Twitter, just search for my name on Twitter. I put a lot of content. I share a lot of content on my Twitter account, especially when it comes down to layoffs. Just go look for my name on Twitter. All right, just go look for my name on Twitter. If anybody's in the room that's brand new to the channel and you like what we did today, the way that, you know, we're a little bit more of a fun channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to when new live streams or videos come out. For those of you who hit the like button today, we got almost 100 likes. You know me, I always like to try to get 100 likes before the end of the presentation. We got 84. We got close. We had about 160 people here. I need to get that number up. I don't know what y'all need to do, but y'all need to invite your mama and them to the channel. All right? You guys need to invite your mama and them and your cousin Tukey. Go, hoo, Tukey. Get him to come over here too. I need to get more people to watch this commentary because I think that we try to do the best that we can to get people prepared for the week. All right, we try to do the best that we can to get people prepared for the week. You guys, I got to depend on you guys to get and share this content, whether it is a live stream or it is a video. Between Ryan and I, we put out a lot of great content. I need you guys to make a concerted effort to share our content. John says, my mama and cousin Pookie and Ray Ray are here in the channel. There you go. Thank you, Ali. You know I was only messing when I said your mama and them. You got to be careful. Glenn, you got to be careful about what you say. Sorry about that, Ali. All right. So I know I'm chipper after what happened to the Knicks. The Knicks screwed up when they lost both games, the first two games at home. That's when they screwed up. They lost both games at home in the beginning. And we couldn't, we played hard. But it makes me sad. All right. So with that being said, always remember, again, if you're brand new to the channel and you like the content and you like the software, we are running a special, 99 cents for 30 days. Go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. Folks, it's going to be the best 99 cents that you spend ever, forever and ever. Amen. I'm going to love that prize forever and ever, amen. As long as Glenn Tom can sit and talk about the market, as long as he don't sit around and talk about old men. Yeah, I like Randy Travis. I'm a big Randy Travis fan. I don't think anybody out there knew that, but I am a big Randy Travis fan. All right, with that being said, I got to go. Adios. Arrivederci. Ciao. Au revoir. Sayonara. Aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Man, I love me some Hawaii. Ooh, I wish I was there right now. Always remember, there's good people in the world. There's always good people in the world. But if you can't find one, be one. Odabu, bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks. See ya.